Before you panic about your shoulder MRI, watch this. There's a moment that catches a lot of people completely off guard. It's not during the MRI. It's not even when the pain flares up. It's the moment you open the report. You see words like tear or degeneration or fraying or retraction. And before anyone has explained what any of that actually means, your mind fills in the blanks. This is bad. I waited too long. I've ruined my shoulder. If that reaction sounds familiar, stay with me. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why that panic response is so common and why in most cases it is completely premature. Hey there, I'm Dr. Dan Orcutt. I'm an orthopedic surgeon, and for years I've helped people over 50 make sense of shoulder pain, MRIs, and recovery decisions, especially when the system leaves them confused and anxious. And one of the biggest mistakes I see has nothing to do with the shoulder itself. It's what happens mentally after someone reads their MRI report. So you get this MRI image and you get a report and you go, what does it mean? So if you're over 50 dealing with shoulder pain and an MRI feels like less information and more like a verdict, you look at an image like this and the report and you assume it explains everything. And that's not because you're overreacting. It's because MRI reports and images are presented without context. I see this pattern constantly. Someone comes in already discouraged, not because their pain suddenly got worse, but because they read their MRI report before anyone explained it. They say things like, I knew it was bad as soon as I read the report. They said it was degenerative. It says tears in multiple places. And they walk in convinced their shoulder is broken beyond repair before they even tried a structured plan. Here's the part no one tells you up front. MRI reports are not written for patients. They're written to describe anatomy in the most precise language possible. They are not written to explain significance. They are not written to predict outcomes, and they are definitely not written to calm anyone down. So when you read one without guidance, panic is a very predictable response. Before we go any further, I want to pause here for a second. This is the post-op shoulder pain checklist. If you're dealing with shoulder pain right now and you're feeling overwhelmed trying to keep track of symptoms, timelines, and what actually matters, this is why I created this shoulder pain checklist. It helps you organize what's going on so you're not making decisions from memory, fear, or stress. You don't have to guess what matters. Now, let's talk about why MRI language sounds so alarming in the first place. First, MRIs are extremely sensitive. They show structures, not pain. That means they're very good at finding abnormalities, especially in people over the age of 50. In fact, if we scanned enough shoulders in people your age who had zero pain, we would still find tears, fraying, and degenerative changes in a large percentage. So when you see words like degenerative, that doesn't mean failing. It means age-related changing. Fraying doesn't automatically mean your tendon is falling apart. Partial thickness tears do not automatically mean surgery. Even full thickness tears do not automatically mean surgery. An MRI cannot tell you how strong your shoulder is. It cannot tell you how well it moves. It cannot tell you how adaptable your tissues are. It cannot tell you how your nervous system is responding. Yet those are often the things that matter most. This is where people get misled. A scan can show damage on paper, but it can't show how well your shoulder actually functions in real life. It can't show how your body compensates. It can't show how much capacity you still have. The problem isn't the MRI. The problem is treating it like a crystal ball. So let me slow down just for a moment because this is important. An MRI is a snapshot. It's not a sentence. It captures one moment in time, in one position, under very artificial conditions. It does not measure how you function in daily life. It does not predict what you are capable of improving. Many people assume MRI findings explain everything. In reality, they often explain very little on their own. I've seen people with reports described as severe function extremely well. I've seen people with minor findings struggle significantly. That doesn't mean the MRI is wrong. It means the MRI is incomplete without interpretation. Here's where panic really causes problems. When people panic about their MRI, they tend to do one of two things. They either freeze and avoid movement altogether, or they rush into a decision they weren't really ready to make. Neither helps. Fear-based avoidance can make stiffness, weakness, and pain worse over time. And rushed decisions can lead to treatments that weren't truly necessary or weren't timed appropriately. So calm understanding changes that trajectory. When you read your MRI report, what words scared you the most? Drop it in the comments below. You are absolutely not the only one who's reacted that way. Here's the reframe that actually matters. An MRI is one piece of information. It has to be interpreted alongside you as a whole person, your age, your activity level, your pain, your range of motion, your goals. Without that context, MRI findings can be wildly misleading. And unfortunately, the system often fails to explain this clearly. Reports get posted on portals, appointments are brief, language is technical. That failure is not on you. If this video is helping you feel more grounded and clear about your shoulder situation, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel exists to give you the clarity most people never get. MRI reports often list everything visible, but not everything matters. Radiologists describe what they see. They do not decide the treatment. They are not weighing your goals. They are not predicting your recovery. The real question isn't, what does my MRI show? It's, which of these findings actually explains my symptoms? That distinction is where good guidance makes all the difference. Your MRI did not define your future. It did not measure your potential. It did not decide your outcome. It gave information that needs interpretation. Until someone connects that information to you thoughtfully and calmly, panic is premature. If you want a deeper breakdown of what MRI findings actually mean, especially when it comes to rotator cuff tears, I have a full video called Rotator Cuff Tears, What Your MRI Really Means. It builds directly on what we've discussed today. It's in the link below. Fear thrives in uncertainty. Clarity restores control. You're not broken, you're not behind, and your MRI deserves context, not fear. Thanks, family. Hope this helps. We'll see you next week.